Okay, I think we're live. Okay, now I think we're live. Oh, pardon me. What's that? So, no more refreshing. We should be good to go. Right, okay then. Time to see if this idea works. It's a bit chilly, you know. Okay then. I need Discord. Efforts are playing. Right, so that is the Discord thing. Now it's time to figure out if this voice chat thing will work. So, is it actually going to work? I think screen sharing might be better. Hello, Miller. Thank you for tuning in. How are you? Speaking of booing, I saw that you were booing the wonderful display of London Underground at a recent show. So, yeah, I think in the future, not the word I'd use. What word would you use? Oops, that's just keep that tab. Right. So I think I've got to keep that thing muted. Share screen. Okay, I don't know if that's actually going to work. Is it working? Oh, on my screen, it's not actually playing the video. This might not actually work. Oops, not that one. Maybe not sharing any blue movies on any blue movies. What do you mean by that? Is that the name for something I don't know? I think the only way I can really do this, I suppose, would be that screen. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. So hopefully in Discord, the experiments will begin. I don't know if anybody is. Now streaming in VC alongside the YouTube stream. Let's see if that does anything. In my server, so somebody suggested last week in my server to experiment going into the general voice chats and have the stream open there at the same time as here on YouTube. I'm not against the idea, but I don't know how well it's actually going to work. The only problem I'm going to have is if people join in, I'm probably going to have to mute everyone. Because, well, I don't know actually. I'd probably just, because everything's still going to function just fine. If I just mute my PC as a whole, it should still work. I mean, I'm assuming you can still hear me. It's, yeah. Interesting idea, but I don't know if after tonight I'll continue doing it. You can still hear, okay, good. That means it still works the way I think it will. Cool. We'll give it a moment, see if anyone else comes on in, and then we'll just chat away. Nothing really planned for tonight, must be said. All the exciting stuff for New Year's has kind of already been discussed. I made a video a day or two ago and uploaded it. I think I posted it yesterday. Oh, well, I can't actually go and... Well, I may as well go here. Yeah, posted it 2 days ago, just discussing some of the car sets that are coming out next year. End of season for LEGO shows. Yes, my last LEGO show of the year was a local show that Gertlug hosted. It was an arts and crafts show alongside a LEGO show. And it was the last one of the year. It was a kind of a smaller show, but actually not bad for what it was. It was the most popular... well, I suppose most popular in terms of how many people attended, the most amount of money raised. I think this is the third one they've hosted, so it's doing good. It's still doing very well. Loads of small businesses supported, which is very cool. But yeah, it's very clearly like you get to the beginning of December, that's it. You can't really do any more shows because you got something called Christmas to worry about. Hello, Kumata. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hello, Tonks. Hello, thank you very much for tuning in. So, Tonks, since you're here, I can see that you're in Discord. I have my PC muted by default, by the way, so you can continue to watch in Discord or here on YouTube as you see fit. But yeah. Hopefully the idea works. So I just seen Glasgow Brick Subway's latest comment. Here's an idea for a stream. Ask me what the favourite Subway is. Ban the ones who are wrong. I mean, I suppose my favourite subway would be the New York subway, where it's all above ground. I think that's pretty good. What do you think? Glasgow Brick Subway. Glasgow. Oh, what is that? 6-inch herbs and cheese chicken breast. Kumata, that's very clever. That's a round of applause for him right there. That's very cool. Subbed. Oh, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. What a way to kick off the stream. And yes, I did see your idea. I'm going to see how well it actually, how good of an idea it actually is, because I think I've got it working for now. Oh, you've muted yourselves. Oh, that's so lovely. Over in the Discord server, Amazook Producer, thank you for coming on by. Good to see you. I'll have to check in every now and then to see if any more people are tuning in. So speaking of food, I had the best dinner I've had in ages. Had a nice, fat, juicy steak with some spicy rice and a big old bottle of beer. It's simple, but I haven't had steak in ages. Oh, that's good stuff. Speaking of things to ban who disagree, and of course on food, how about steak? I like my steak well done. Apparently medium well is the most popular. But how does everyone do their steak? Oh, I've still got Lucasade. He's over here. But to be honest, I like charred meat as well. So burnt is kind of. But also, Matt Morgan, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Beer in Somerset. First of all, not Somerset, it's Bristol. Secondly, it's actually an amber ale. It's called Doombar. I love that drink so much. It tastes amazing. Literally no hours of sleep. Oh dear. What is it you're doing at the moment? Are you working, or you just haven't had a chance to sleep yet after a very long day? Oh dear. As for well done in most places, and you usually play it safe, so you sort of need to go over what your preference is. I still prefer well done. I gotta be honest. I don't like pink meat. I really don't like pink meat. Good lord, no. Currently 7:09 and gave up on trying to sleep. Ah, so you were you were awake, alive. Oh, yeah, obviously alive there now, but you were awake all the way through the night. Saw that I was streaming, and you thought, let's just keep on staying awake, keep the eyes open, and just tune on in. That's brave. That's brave. Ah, thanks for the dedication, though. Good lord. I like my steak black, says Tonks. Again, I like charred meats, and I think that's a bit too much. I mean, bacon is the sort of thing I love crispy bacon. I've been having bacon a lot more as a breakfast food, and I love it crispy. Absolutely love it crispy. GBS says, how to prepare a steak. Get a living cow, walk it onto your plate, slap its ass, and so you like it rare then, I'm guessing. I mean, there's cooking it so it's rare, so you have it on, like a minute on each side, and you serve that. And then there's going up to the cow and just biting the fucking cow. I mean, it's as rare can be. Oh, man. Rare is too much, I asked for it blue. What do you mean you asked for it blue? Hang on a second. I'm going to have to look this up now. Blue steak. Food. Oh, right. 3 items over a short period of time. Oh, okay. Blue is beer rare. Okay. Steak tartare. Fair enough. I ate the cow whilst it's still alive. So you're in the rare club, I suppose, Matt Morgan. Steak tartare, had it once, is vile. Fair enough, then I suppose I'll stay away from it. Speaking of food, I will always stay away from seafood. I have had fish. I remember having cod once with fish and chips. It was not last year's members weekend. It was 2022's members weekend. The first time we were in the school. I remember having the fish and chips for lunch, and I wasn't able to get any alternatives, so I just had cod. It didn't really have that much taste to it. The batter was nice, but it was not quite. I don't know. I was a bit hesitant to eat it, to be honest, because I've never really cared for seafood. I've had tuna before, a couple of times in sandwiches. The cod once for fish and chips, and that's it. I don't want to touch seafood again, if I can help it. I say that, bit hypocritical here. I am keen one day to try lobster. Apparently, lobster with butter is like the best seafood, according to some people. I wouldn't mind trying lobster one day. I think I'd have to be in the right mood. I don't have any allergen against it, but that was something I don't mind trying, to be honest. Fish is easy to get wrong, but delicious when it's right. Fair enough. I mean, sushi is also the same sort of thing with I've never had sushi. I don't care for sushi. I don't want to touch sushi, so. I hate sardines. I've never had sardines, but yeah, again, not one for me. To quote King of the Hill, oh, I know the quote. What was someone asked for it? Well done. We asked them calmly but firmly to leave. Oh, I've never seen King of the Hill, but there was another thing in that show I remember with the grill. Is it charcoal or is it gas that he prefers? They Matt Pat on Game Theory a couple of years back when he started his food theory channel. He was able to, but he made a video talking about the benefits of gas cooking on a barbecue versus charcoal. And I think charcoal works better in the sense that all those flames going through the meats, those juices fall off, but that goes into the charcoal and that goes back up through the meat, and it creates like a bit of a cycle of endless flavor. And to be honest, I would much prefer a charcoal grill for that. The thing is, I'm a bit biased on that regard because before the pandemic hit, for like 2 years, like 17, 18, and 19, I was obsessed with blacksmithing and I really wanted to be a blacksmith. So whenever we had a barbecue, I always made sure to be the one to fill up with charcoal, have fun lighting it, and just had as much fun with it as I could. Propane with propane accessories, fair enough. I'm guessing when you for Kamata, yeah, with a bit of spice, it's lovely. I'm guessing that was for the lobster. Kind of got a bit distracted a moment ago. Ugh, I'm a bit stuffy at the moment as well. Got a couple of folks on Discord. Oh, but there is one drink that tops them all. My good old diesel fuel. Yeah. And this one's flat from a few days ago. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh, sorry, Miller. It's not the right orange drink for you. The wrong orange drink. Yeah, whatever. Spicy lobster with butter. It's lovely. A crab or crayfish. Spicy lobster. To be honest, I love spice. I remember during my early to mid-teenage years, I was obsessed with Nando's sauce. In particular, I would build up a tolerance for the medium, so I can go ahead and try the hot. And it was actually working really well. I remember just dousing a lot of the food meals I had, and just covering all with that medium spicy sauce from Nando's, because that was, I mean, everyone, you can handle the mild, you can handle the sort of lemony one, but the medium one in particular, I was making sure to cover it, not excessively, but enough where I can just keep on eating it, and a tolerance was building up. But eventually I backed down because I kind of got sick and tired of having to essentially ruin a good meal with unnecessary levels of spice. Because it got to a point where it's not really spicy, I'm just ruining my tongue. Oh, it is a shame though, because I wish I could hold on to more spices in the way I used to, because I reckon I could tackle some more intense foods without any issues. No, I don't care for really going back with that though. If you want to go on Discord, carry on, Tonk, you go for it. GBS says, if you want to try something new, get a swordfish steak. Swordfish steak? That is seafood, but it is steak. I'm kind of torn. Swordfish steak. You know what? I actually do remember, I think it was in Asda, if anything, in the fishmonger section along the back wall, seeing a swordfish head in the ice. I'm pretty sure it was an Asda, but I absolutely remember seeing a swordfish head just so like a nice clean cut, and it was just there. And the nose was at least a foot long. I don't know, like 50 centimeters maybe. I don't know. I don't know how big swordfish noses can get, but it looked very funky. Yeah, it's quite common. There is a dedicated fishmongers here in my area too, and I don't know. I'm kind of curious just to walk past it one day just to see if they have a swordfish head in there, just for the sakes of looking. I don't know. You know what? Random thought. That would be a funky RPG weapon. You're playing a role-playing game. You're going through an aquatic zone. You go into a treasure chest and you find a new sword item, and it's like a fantasized swordfish blade. Even like a fencing sword, if anything. Oh, that actually sounds really cool. Can someone please draw? You're an artist. Can you please draw that? A swordfish sword. Oh my god, I am so stupid. Oh, I haven't played Skyrim in forever. That's got to be a mod for Skyrim, if anything, surely. You fight with your swordfish head, I'll take on with a hammerhead. Oh, the hammerhead shark head. Oh, this is getting stupid now, but I love it. Oh my god. Hammerhead shark. That would be one hell of a showdown. A massive head with the hammerhead going that way. It'd be like a battle, like just a massive one with the. It's again, it's not an actual shark head on a stick or something, but it's a stylized forged weapon. The axe head itself is like a double hammer of sorts, stylized as a hammerhead shark head. And you got that two hands, and you're just ready to go. Whilst I'm there with my fancy fencing swordfish sword. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it's been done in the video game. I'll have to check. Yeah, get back to us. Do some research. Do some. I'm gonna. You look up the swordfish. Let me look up the hammerhead shark. Hammerhead shark. What would you call it? Fantasy drawing weapon. Okay, that's not quite what I thought that would be. Thankfully, everything is PG. Like, God forbid some Rule 34 bollocks shows up. Not quite. Kind of. That's a bit Sea of Thieves. Oh, that would so fit Sea of Thieves. These kind of weapons. Warhammer. Oh, yes. As in, like, Warhammer 40k or the Hammerhead Shark as a Warhammer? I'm guessing the second one. I don't know why I thought of 40k for the first one. Google Black Mamba as a weapon. I think I'll do that offline, just in case. Because I know Black Mamba, I think that's the name of a snake species. And yeah, I think that's going to be, Black Snake. I think I know where you're going with that. Don't look that up to anyone else who's watching. What? Wait, what am I talking about? Swordfish swords are an actual historical weapon. Polynesians made them out of swordfish bone. Oh, wow! It's real! Right, I need to look this up now. Polynesian. Swordfish sword. Alright, here we go. Using the bone. Are they that strong? Because if it's going to be used as a functional sword, that's not going to last too long. But if the bone is dense enough where it can last contact against armor, steel... Well, how old are we talking? That's the thing. How many years ago was this used? Because this has got to be like a good few thousand years ago. So armor is basically a couple of layers of cloth. Especially if you're making a sword out of bone. But I'll tell you what, though, that is still wicked cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing? Yes, I did see your new caboose in Discord. And I agree with one of the comments in that the wheelbase for your caboose is a bit on the wider side. If you bring them in a little bit, you can add some ladders between the wheels and the buffers. Let me actually try and find that model just so I can remember what I'm looking at. But I do remember the model being a good looking model, but the wheels, yeah, if you bring the wheels in, by the looks of it, so if you bring the wheels in 3 studs, I don't know, at least 2 studs, maybe a third because of the wall, but have a staircase of sorts for people to be able to get into that open area on each side of the caboose. That alone will make things look a bit more detailed onto the model. Yeah, I know that you'll buff it out and you get on with it. But yeah, just mere observation, of course. But yeah, all the same, it's something. It's a good model. If it's a bone that's going to be used to hit people, it'll be fine. Okay. Might have been ceremonial. Mind you, I don't see much in the way of armor for Polynesians. Yeah, fair enough. I'm guessing in such times it was armor. Well, I don't know how long a steel plate armor has been around for. But straight away, looking at that kind of weapon, I'm guessing it was more. You think of the armor sets being more tribal, I guess. But yeah, I do like the idea that it's potentially a ceremonial. In the same way, daggers and some katanas for the Japanese samurai have ceremonial. I'm pretty sure it's ceremonial daggers, if anything, where they have to be born with a blade next to them, but they got around it because I remember there being. It might have been one of the blacksmithing shows that I watched. What's it called? Man at Arms. That's what it's called. I'm pretty sure it was on Man at Arms, where they were making their own katana. They were going on about samurai history and that a samurai has to be born with a blade next to them, but they can't bring katanas into the birthing room. So to get away with it, pardon me, they would have a ceremonial dagger with them, and I think that's a pretty cool idea. Sam Brown, hello, thank you very much for tuning in, and yes, you finally made it to another stream. Good to see you. Armor might have been around back then, but not everyone would have had it. Yeah, that if anything. Moana is a good general reference. Oh, fair enough. Moana 2 came out. Haven't seen it. Haven't even seen the first one. Not my sort of thing. Oh, but speaking of Disney princesses, oh my god, we should have the best time shitting on this next film. I saw the trailer for the live-action Snow White today, and every comment is all about the lead actress. What's her name? Snow White lead actress. Rachel Zegler. That's it. Oh my god, she has been a pain in the ass these past few years. I remember her. The only thing I remember about Rachel, with all the controversy, I didn't realize that she kicked up a lot of fuss on Twitter, especially with Jeremy Renner. Like, first of all, don't go after an Avenger. You're never going to win. Secondly, the only thing I remember about her was she was in line at Disneyland dressed as Snow White, and she was being very entitled, saying that she's going to be paid for every hour she was in the line. I don't remember the full context as to what she was waiting for, what she was doing, but that circled on the internet, and yeah, nobody likes her now. The live action remakes are a lot of crap. Yeah. Then again, I saw the teaser trailer for the live action Stitch, for Lilo and Stitch. He looks amazing. He really does. I genuinely believe that Stitch in live action looks really, really good. Because when you take a fictional character in such a shape, again, like Stitch, for example, the cartoon version of a fictional character, you can have that fun and that freedom of bringing that to life. Is it going to be furry? Is it going to have, what kind of details is it going to have? How big are the eyes actually going to be? The translation to real life through CGI. For a fictional character like Stitch, you can get away with some leeway in some areas, I guess. But yeah, in terms of the Snow White movie, however, I saw the CGI Seven Dwarves. I have no idea what they were thinking with that. I don't understand why they couldn't have been actors. Why couldn't have they been actors? It would have saved a hell of a lot of money and a lot of fuss as well. Come on. It's so stupid. One thing I do appreciate was the Super Mario movie last year, in that they stayed true to all of the characters. Nothing got far-assed with, nothing was gender bent, there was no forced... what's the general word? There was no or I suppose wokeism, for lack of another term. There was none of that forced stuff in that particular film. It was good old classic Mario, and that did really well. And Snow White, I remember a lot of people saying Snow White's like forced interaction because she has to be woken up with a kiss or something like that. So they had to really change it. I'm thinking, well, if you're going to remake something, adapting it for a modern audience, I can understand. But changing a principle, it's there's so much to say. But I probably shouldn't say too much more. But yeah, there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't like about the new Snow White movie, and I mean, I don't care for seeing it. I'm very excited to see the reviews. I'm very interested to see what people will actually think about the movie itself. But I'm so excited to see every review say something about Rachel Zegler, how she... I mean, my favorite meme at the moment is the one that's done all the rounds in Rachel Zegler is Snow White, but Gal Gadot is the evil queen who wants her beauty. And you can figure out the rest from there. I think that's really funny. Sam says, Luke, I have bad news about the Nerf tank. A while ago, we were going through the woods, testing out suspension, upgrading, and mainly to see the active guys when she threw a rod, taking a wire loom. She's now sidelined while we figure out the next steps. I do remember you saying something akin to that quite a while back. But yes, it is a shame that the Nerf tank has, I suppose, quite literally gone sideways. I mean, that would have been so exciting as well to actually have a tank with a dozen blasters on it. That would be cool. You have your very own Warthog, essentially. Snow White was the first film I ever saw released in cinemas. Oh, wow. What's the earliest film I remember watching in cinemas? I remember The Polar Express came out in 2004. I was born in 1998, so I was 6 at the time, like 6.5, over 6.5. I don't remember going to the cinema any earlier than that. So I think that's the first film I remember being, or going to in my younger years. I really don't know. I can't remember anything else. But I tell you what, I genuinely remember, speaking of going to see the Polar Express, going to see that, it was, my family were near the back, and there was maybe 2 other people. You look down at the far opposite corner, they're over there, and that was it. It was basically an empty screening beside like 6 people. Oh man. Okay, but wasn't sure if I told you or not. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I do remember it being all bad news from what happened last time. Oh man, the conversation has been excellent tonight. I'm going to save the Lucasade. I want water. On a more positive note, I recently bought a very beat up and abused tandem trike paramotor. Oh, she needs a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to being able to take a passenger with me once she's ready. I think you bought a beat up one, but the exciting part is fixing it. Restoring something that's old is so much fun. The whole workshop process, getting all the tools. Basically, the scene from Toy Story 2 when Woody is getting repaired. That is one of the best scenes ever. It really is. Now, that's a Disney film we can all enjoy. Disney Pixar, but still. Toy Story 2. What a film. That's such a good film. I need to watch that again. I keep quoting Not Today, Zerg when I talk to people at work. I need to watch it again. That's a film I need to see again. Okay, then. Do we have any more people over in Discord? It's just Tonks at the moment. Whew. So, if we're going to keep conversations going, if anybody has any questions, by the way, they want to ask in the chat, feel free to go ahead and do so. You've always been welcome to do so. But in the meantime, I think all the sets that LEGO are releasing in the new year have pretty much been confirmed. And there's a hell of a lot of sets coming out. It's been all the rage. So, before we go into that, let's catch up with chat. I can see it moving. So, not seen it in ages, need to watch it. I want to rewatch Toy Story 2 and WALL-E. And I might throw Cars in there again because I absolutely love Cars. That was a film when it came out that I watched over and over and over again. I really did. It was so cool. Tog says, do you plan on making any more trains? Actual locomotives? No. I've got 2 engines I need to overhaul, and there is some more rolling stock I'm going to be making. But that is the plan for now. In the future, I probably will build another train, but in terms of the immediate future, likely no. Too many cars are being made. Oh, pardon me. Wreck-It Ralph is underrated. Wreck-It Ralph is wicked. That is a good film. Sam says, really, the only things that need work are the tires, the brakes, some broken welds, and the carburetor. The rest is pretty sound. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, WALL-E is a banger of a film. It's a banger. I'm trying to get a bit of a growly voice. One film that I want to watch again, but I refuse to watch with the girlfriend, is Up. Because it's such a wonderful love story, and I don't want to be watching that film with my girlfriend and we're just crying throughout the entire film. I remember when that film came out and we watched it at home on DVD. I remember Mum really trying to hold back all the tears during the first 10 minutes with what happened to Ellie. And yeah, even today it still hits hard. God damn. You want your lorry back, but you ain't getting it. Lorry with what? Okay. Right, yes. So, with all the sets that are coming out in 2025, has there any list here? LEGO sets 2025. Has anybody made every set, the complete list? Okay, here we go. So we got all the F1 sets. There is, at least coming out on New Year's, 3 Animal Crossing sets. An architecture set. That's still going. Wow. 2 for the a New Year's release for the Arch, which was the Love logo. Tom and Jerry is coming out for Brickheads. I'm getting one of those. City has a hell of a lot of sets coming out. Oh, they have the prices as well. This will help with how much I'm going to spend. I'll tell you what, whilst I'm here, I'll do that afterwards. Sorry. No, I'm going to do it now. Mudguard. Because one of the sets I was keen for, there's a new food truck coming out on New Year's. It's going to become a new LEGO City tradition at this point. For this year, it is a donut truck. And it is interesting for me because it comes with some brown mud guards, but it doesn't look reddish brown. It looks slightly brighter, like a normal brown, I think it would be called. I don't know what the color name would actually be. But I might have to bricklink a different style of mudguard because I saw that and I was quite keen to start making some Pixar Cars characters. I still need to figure out Lightning McQueen. I really want to make a Lightning McQueen. I feel like it's simple, but it's so elusive at the same time. It's actually really frustrating. The Tudor corner is a day one purchase for so many people. The fact that it looks like that is so good. And Miller, who sadly seems to have disappeared from the chat, saw that and said in one of the group chats that it is straight away one of the best modulars ever made. That's a fact. It's one of the best modulars ever made. It's going to be very popular. And no doubt it's going to be very expensive after that set retires. That's going to be good. It's another corner set, which is interesting. But I still want to see Lego make a corner modular, but it's an inverted corner. So instead of it following an outside pavement, like all corner modular buildings currently do, have the pavement on the inside and make a inverted modular building so it fits everything else, so you can have these new shapes. I also need to see the minifigs from the new Sonic sets. Yes, there is a Super Sonic and a Super Shadow. And frankly, I think that's a set I'm going to get one day, just for the minifigures. I don't know if I'll ever open it. I feel like that would be a cool set to keep and kind of invest. See if it would be worth the investment. I don't know. But even then, those two, I feel like I really want those two figures. Those are some cool minifigures. I got it cheap because it didn't run right, but I saw the pics and the card was on the way out of adjustment. And it sat for years, so it was all gummed up on old fuel. Cleaned it up, it runs fine. That's excellent to hear. For me, it's just how British it looks. Yeah, a proper British-looking modular this time. I feel like the old fire station, probably the old fire station modular, if anything, has a bit of a British look to it. I can't remember many others off the top of my head, but this one in particular is very obviously British inspired. Well, the fact that it's called Tudor Corner, for that kind of, that's the big hint. It looks so good incorporated onto one of our train layouts. It really will. No doubt, if anything, on the southern layout, it will fit in much better. I would love to see an extended module for the southern layouts with that pub fit in there. Or maybe even rework a current module to get it in there, because it looks really good. And I reckon Will's going to get one for the playouts. Yeah, it's definitely going to be popular with the club. All the Formula One stuff, lots of Formula One. Everyone seems to be umming and erring about Formula One. Some people are very excited for it. A lot of people don't really care for it. I don't follow Formula One, so it's not my sort of thing. But other race car sets include what's called the No Limits Race Car Ramp Track. It's basically the soapbox car set. That's exciting. The fact that we get something like that's so cool. And there are two separate little car packs. The one that was a little slice of pizza versus a tiny fire truck. As I said, like the soapbox car, it looks like it's got a new base piece, which is so cool. And another one which was an airplane versus a hospital bed. You know the Red Bull soapbox challenge thing? Basically, the cars look like that. They're tiny, but they're so cool. They really are. Oh, yeah. The scrapyard is one I am very excited to see. I'm going to be getting one of those, absolutely. That's going to be wicked cool. The red sports car is another one I'm keen to get, a tiny little car set. Once again, I have made a video talking about some of the 5 most anticipated car themed sets for New Year's. And another 2 that I'm looking for. So we've got the scrapyard and the small sports car. The other 2, amazingly, are with Marvel, which is, where is it on the list? Slow down. Or was it mixed with, oh, there we go. It wasn't mixed with DC, that's good. So the Spider-Man muscle car, which is actually Venom's muscle car. Again, I don't know why Spider-Man has a couple of cars and why Venom has a car, but it sells. I'm a sucker for it, so why not? The Iron Man car is $5 more. What? Cheeky get. But it does come with a Red Hulk minifigure. There's been one Red Hulk big fig. I don't think there's ever been any Red Hulk minifigs before, but that will be an interesting thing to hold on to. All the pieces for the Black Panther little buildable is also going to be very interesting to use. It's a great parts kit. But those two cars look amazing. The Iron Man car in particular, that's really exciting because we got those mudguard pieces in dark red. I don't really build with dark red because there's old dark red and new dark red, and trying to get the right shade of dark red for your models. It got really annoying, so I put all my parts to, well, technically the girlfriend has all of the dark red pieces. But I think I'm going to have to get them back. I need to remember to do that tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to be building some dark red cars. It's going to be really cool. Going to be very cool. So that's 20. So that's probably going to be £25, maybe £30 for those two. That's not bad. I mean, with the IP tax, that really isn't bad. But yeah, it's looking like one hell of a year. Oh man, the release is going to be wicked cool. Speed Champions, of course. Oh, all the F1 stuff is coming out on March 1st, not New Year's. Or at least according to the website Falcon Bricks. It's not New Year's? Where was all the City stuff? Did the City F1s? The City F1 sets are coming out New Year's. That is very weird. We are getting another night bus going back to car set. That's $50. Jeez. I mean, it's a lot of purple parts, which I'm very excited for. A brand new window piece as well, but it comes with purple wheels. I want the purple wheels. That's March 1st. Oh, sod them. To be fair, I mean, I get to save a bit more money, and even then, I think I'd rather wait for someone to buy it and part the set, so I can buy the wheels on their own. Yeah. Okay then, that's all the stuff I really want to talk about. Let's catch up with the chats. I wonder if I can justify being present on Sodor. I mean, you can. There's more on Sodor than just the railways. There's absolutely a pub on Sodor. The Reverend just never mentioned it. Him being a religious man, I suppose it would make sense why he wouldn't bother to mention alcohol so much, especially in the children's book. But it's its own landmass. There is absolutely going to be a pub on Sodor. Tonks is still with us in the Discord server. Thank you for sticking around. Someone says, I just looked, and yeah, that Tudor corner set is exactly what I think of when you think of the old British building. Exactly that. It's so spot on. It's perfect. A few days ago, I bought some extremely lightly USB champion sets off of Facebook Marketplace. Knew they would have been 112, but you got them for 50. Fair enough. Speaking of, in the Lego store, the new one for us in Gribbs Causeway, this was half price. So it was $23.99. This usually sells for £45. I remember going in one day, seeing it, the only one on the shelf, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to pull the trigger on it because I'd buy it for parts, and it's 24 quid. I probably do with keeping the 24 quid, so I left it be. But I was out with a girlfriend doing some Christmas shopping, and I came back there the next day, and I thought, if it's still there, I'll get it. So after a bit of searching, that only one that was there, it was still there on the shelf, got it, the deal was still on. And yeah, that's going to be that's going to get parted. Whoo-wee. Good stuff. Not too well, actually, but the Reverend did have polls on. So good man. He is a man of culture. There was the Toby Jug at Farquhar that got renamed to the Toby after said tram fighting the policeman with his bell. He was an annoying Jobsworth who the townspeople hated. Shouldn't it be called the Toby Bell? If anything. Something along the lines of the tram engine. I don't know. I feel like that would have been a better name than just the Toby. The Toby Jug even sounds better. That Mercedes set is actually one of the ones you bought. It's actually a pretty good set, and I like how it's one of the 3 F1 sets. Well, there were F1 Speed Champion sets in the 6 wide days, but in terms of 8 wide Speed Champions, there was this Mercedes, there's the new Aston, and the McLaren that was on its own. It's going to be really interesting to see the old McLaren F1 set that's out at the moment compared to the new one. I wonder if they're going to force retire the current one just so they can make room for the new one. That's going to be interesting. There's also a brewery on the Farquhar branch, which may or may not be rail served. We don't know for sure. Well, I suppose that'll be up to interpretation. I've got a nice big Bricklink order on the way as well, so before I start parting that, I want to get this Bricklink order here and out of the way, get that sorted into my collection, and then I can get it all done in one go. Yeah, that'd be the better thing to do, I think. Oh, itchy back. Go on for what? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Sam. Ooh, 10 minutes to go. This has been a very good stream. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This has been a wonderful, wonderful conversation. I'm glad to see everyone coming down, having a chat, having a good time. I suppose at this point we are just literally waiting for Christmas. Oh, and a lot of these new sets are now on LEGO's website. Ooh. Let's get back up to City. Are they there? They're not. That's a bit stupid. Okay, that is very bizarre. The Mario Kart sets, not quite for me, but I tell you what, they're going to be cool to build and cool to see in person. I reckon they'll be popular because you can absolutely recolor some of those cars and have them be representations for other characters. That'd be cool. We need a Waluigi set, goddammit. Give us a Waluigi pinball set. That's what we need. If we're going to have a Mario Kart theme specifically, Waluigi needs to be in there. He has to be. Like, come on. You're losing money at this point. I don't get why Nintendo refused to do anything else with the character of Waluigi outside of Mario Party. Anybody else feel the same? Like, he's the most popular character in the Mario franchise. He is. And yet Nintendo just don't do anything for him. You can write lore and stories to make it all work. I don't know. That's money on the table, to be honest. Maybe the voice actor's just a pain in the ass to deal with. I doubt it, though. Oh, not long to go, just a few more minutes. Any additional questions from the chat to round things off? I guess I did put that away. Okay, that's fine. New dark red train wheels in the Bowser train. Yes, there is dark red train wheels. The Bowser train, I still like how that looks. A lot of people don't like it, but this is one of those train sets where it's a play set more than actual train sets. Straight away, it reminds me of the railway-themed map, or board, I should say, from Mario Party 8. Pardon me. And that was something I kind of built in the past. So, I suppose ultimately just seeing dark red train wheels, that was cool, because this is one of those things where Lego can absolutely make more train sets, and they'll have an excuse to make new colored train wheels. But we just haven't got them yet. It's just red and boring black. But we got dark red, so that's a win. Is it just drive wheels, or are there standard wheels in dark red in that set as well? Let me have a look. Bowser train. The Bowser Express train. Green, grey, dark red. Okay. Nope, it's just drive wheels that exist in dark red at the moment. Yeah, just the flange and the blind ones. I mean, we still got them, so fair enough. I haven't actually seen many mocks using those wheel pieces in particular. I'm still in Lego Train forums and spaces, but I haven't seen anyone take advantage of those now existing and using them for models. Then again, I suppose if anyone was going to, the first one that comes to mind is Mallard, because Mallard's wheels are dark red. But custom printed wheels have existed for way longer, and chances are someone's probably using custom printed dark red drive wheels for their engines instead of these official ones. Just a thought, really. But I guess that's probably the case. On that note, I think I'm going to end it here. So let's begin by removing ourselves from the disconnect. Remove ourselves from the voice chats. So the voice chat experiment, not bad, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with it. Oops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah. I like the idea of dual streaming from Discord and on YouTube. Don't know if it's really going to work. We had 2 people in the Discord server tuning in. Yeah, I'll think on it, see what happens as we go into the new year. But still, this was a wonderful stream, some amazing conversations, so thank you to everyone who came along and said hello. I am now going to end the stream, but before we go, I have released a new video a few days ago talking about some new sets coming out in 2025 for New Year's. If you want to see some opinions on some of the new sets, then be sure to check that video out. There's also a link to my Patreon page at the top of the description if you want to support me in a more personal way, and that is always an option. That is it, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all, most likely, for the next stream next week. Take care, everyone. I'll see you then.